Hi, I would like to share a sweet little story with you today. Um, it just shows that, these little acts, what did they used to call them? Acts, random acts of kindness. So the story is that a friend of mine, she's had this idea for a long time to take it kind of out into the public, onto the streets or wherever and share something that she calls love notes. And normally, when she does that, naturally is in her work with her clients. And I do it similarly, but not similarly, but I do that too. It's kind of really recognizing the beauty and the strength and the soul connections, whatever we sense in the clients or students that is something that is often not being recognized in the world. So when you do that with a client, and if somebody does it to me, to ourselves, it is just wonderful to, to just really be seen at a deeper soul level where you go like, oh, finally somebody is seeing me, right? Because we know who we are at the core, underneath all the rubble, underneath all the misidentities, the ones that we're not, the ones we have taken on as if they're true. And somehow inside, we know that we're innocent. We know that we're pure. We know that even though we have made mistakes, hurt people, whatever it is, there is still something in us that is pure. And to be seen in that, through somebody can see through all that nonsense that we're not, that is deeply touching. And I think there is a deep need for that. So we took it to the streets yesterday. Actually, we were in a little cafe and we first had our little drink. And my friend, she already had the sign that says free love notes. And then we had all cut out little paper hearts, and I brought pens. And so then we would ask just some random people in there, would you like to receive a love note? And most people say yes. There are some people who say no, and we totally honor that, of course, because it can be a little intimate, to just let yourself be seen when we're so used to walking around hiding ourselves and not really showing our beauty and our love and our innocence because it has been trample upon more times than we will like, and we don't want that to happen. So there's a natural way of us to really hide and protect that innocent part of us. So for those who said no, no problem at all. And then those who said yes, then we would just take maybe 20 seconds. We would just be together. And I would just kind of, a gentle gazing into the eyes, still so that people feel comfortable. It has to be so they can relax and then be seen. So after about 20 seconds or so, as I'm looking into their eyes, I right away pick up things. And you may know that too when you just take time with somebody and get quiet. You pick up on their gifts, on their beauty, on their presence, on their radiance, whatever it is. And then I feel that, and then after whatever 20 seconds, then I said, thank you. I'll write down 3 words that I experience when I'm looking at you. And then I would write them down and read them to that person. And I betcha it is well received. And also when I read them, the 3 words, I'm reading one word and then I just sense what's going on. And you can see, they're almost surprised and it's like, yeah, yeah. And the smile comes up and you can start seeing there's more light coming out because they're seen. They're seen for who they are. And so anyway, I share the 3 words and then I say, how is that to receive that? And they say, yes, right on, it's spot on, and you can just see that there's this energy that starts coming alive. And then I will give them the note. And then what we also do is we give them two little blank notes and ask them to pay it forward that same day. It's kind of like starting that movement of, random acts of kindness. This is definitely a random act of kindness. Or maybe it's not random when we plan it, but it's amazing. I mean, it is so amazing. And so we did that for a while. We were hanging out there, and when new people came in, we would just, hi, would you like a free love note? And we would come up with our little sign, and then we would do it. And then afterwards, I would, so often they want to know a little more what we're about and stuff. And some people say, no, it feels a little too intimate to look into the eyes like that. And so that's totally fine. I can also just, sense it without the eyes, and really making sure they feel comfortable. And personally, because this is kind of what happens when when you work as a therapist or a coach, you pick up things right away, right? Because you're just open and willing and ready to receive your client. So it's the same here. I just open and sense, and then I right away I sense a lot of beautiful things. I also sense, the protective layers and all that stuff, but that's not the point. That's not why we're doing that. That could be for another time, where you can start exploring how that is getting in the way for your beautiful light to shine. But it was really, really amazing to talk to the people, to, hear their reaction to it. And they were all like, yeah, why don't we do this all the time? Normally it's like I just hide at home. I don't want people to really see me, or whatever we all do our own little way of staying safe and unseen. But then when we are seen, oh my goodness, it was really beautiful to see these people just shine. And we also did it with the three girls who worked in that cafe, and they were behind the counter, and we, with the three of us, we did three of them at the same time. I mean, it was like a light show. They were like, they got giggly and opened up, and they were like happy. And I go to that cafe sometimes and have a drink. And one of the girls who works there, she always seems, little, not reserved, but a little, you not like totally open. So I was engaging with her, and I had never seen her before because there's always that shield. But when she allowed me to look into her eyes for whatever 20 seconds, I was like, oh my God, what a deep soul this is. And I can't remember exactly. There was a magic in her, and it was right there. And I'm sure from now on, I will see her differently when I go in there. But when I shared it with her, she opened up more. And there was like this, oh, I get my chills when I talk about it. That's usually the God bumps or the truth bumps. There was like immediate connection, which I have never had with her before. It was just right there. There was there was open heart communication. And it took 20 seconds. That's it. It doesn't have to take long. Now, of course, we need to keep it open and do whatever we need to do if we want that. But it can happen in such a short time. And we were all like, it was like on a little high, a little love high, because everybody was just opening and they loved it. And we felt more connected with them. So we had that little love fest going on, and it's just precious. So I'm sharing it hopefully to inspire you also to see, is there a way, do you want to do a little love note? You're welcome to. Please comment in the comments below, because the intention we have here to kind of start a little bit of a movement. The times the energies in the world, they can be very dark for some people. There's also a lot of light for a lot of people because so many changes are happening. But many of the people said that, oh my God, with all that's going on in the world, we need more of this. And we went like, yes, exactly. This is what we need. We don't need to talk about all the things that have been going on. A lot of people are still referring back to the past, and a lot of people are, really upset about the present moment and scared of the future. So there is a lot of that. Not to deny it, but we need more of this. We need more about love notes. The more we do this, not to say that we have to go out and do it every day, but make something, do something that can, make somebody smile. Because there's also a lot of people who don't know what to do with their lives. It feels like everything is going to shambles, and the youth, it doesn't really know what to do because the world is such a mess. And but this little thing, we can do it. And of course, we just need to overcome the fear of being so bold to ask somebody, hey, would you be open to receiving a love note from me? That I must say, that probably takes some courage if you're not used to it. But you know what you can do without doing it so overtly? You can just, when you are around, you can just kind of maybe take a little peek into somebody's eyes or just sensing into them, and feel what beauty or what power or what gifts you sense in them. So in that way, we start looking more for what is good in people than the usual protecting because it's bad. I have that in me too. I'm not pretending anything, but I am saying that if we all do this together, we can make a difference, even if it's just in our own community. But if we can make it spread, wouldn't that be amazing? Can you imagine people like, oh my God, I want to pass these two blank love notes on to somebody else today, and then have them do the same. So we can start lighting a love note fire and let that spread in the world and see what happens. So I just feel moved to share that today because it's a wonderful thing to just offer somebody that kind of love without it being asked for, and it does surprise people because this is not what we expect, right? We expect this. But here they got like this totally open-hearted connection. If you're curious about any of this, please comment. I would be happy to support you in maybe trying something like that. That would be fun. But I think I kind of wrote down or shared with you the steps that we took. And we are going to do it again. We are actually going to do it on Valentine's Day. Probably before that too, but that's our next meeting in our books where we're going to do it. So consider that, and if not,